Well, hey, everybody. Happy Wednesday afternoon. You're going to take a live call-in show. Hang on one second. Let me test the phone lines, then we'll get started. Forgot to do that, so let me check the phone line real quick. Make sure it's working. Hello.
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 Hello. Oops.
Hello.
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 Good there. All right. Bet you weren't expecting to see me this afternoon. Let's do this. Let's see here. I know. Hey, Scott, if you were home, you'd be on. I checked to see you're at work. It's because I had to get a show for the Thursday slot, and this was the time. So, because I have a hot take I want to talk about, a medium take. All right. But Scott's at work, so he can't be on the show. I was hoping he'd be at home. All right, so let's do this. Oh, man, the office is a mess. All right, here we go. What is today's date? 26th. I know. It's 1:30 here. It's a European special. I have another show coming up at 6 my time. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the POGP Open Line for Wednesday, February 26th, 2025. Actually, at 1:30 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm your host, Mike Rallman from BRGuestPodcast.com and one of the senior agents over at the Magic for Less Travel. Bet you didn't expect to see me on your feed on a Wednesday afternoon, but here we are. We didn't get a chance to record on Sunday night because Mallory had her cheerleading championships down in Springfield, Missouri. But you know what? I didn't want to leave you on a Thursday without a show. So here we are. It's a European special. Prime time over on the continent of Europe. We are here taking your calls for the next 45 minutes to an hour at 407-413-9395, 407-413-9395. We can talk Princess Half Marathon weekend thoughts. We have a lot of folks that ran this past weekend. Shout out to all of our lizards that got down there and took on the courses. A little bit chilly the morning of the 5K, but looked like great weather for the 10 and a half. And lots of medals were earned, lots of smiles were had, and lots of pictures were taken by our good friend Kim out on the course. We always appreciate her. Lots of great snacks, croissants were devoured, and lots of great photos were posted over in the clubhouse. We appreciate that so much. Thanks for taking us along who couldn't be there. Man, I wish I could have been there, but it was so fun following along with everybody on the adventure. So if you want to call in and share some thoughts on Princess, please do that at 407-413-9395. I should probably put the number up on the screen. There it is. And also, we could talk about, other things happening. The virtual queues have gone away and the world didn't end at Cosmic Rewind nor Tiana's. Actually, I think the world got better. I mean, for a second there, super long line yesterday or Monday. No, I guess it was Tuesday as we're recording, and looked like, oh my gosh, 170 minutes. It's going to be crazy over at Cosmic Rewind. And then within 2 or 3 hours, it was down to like 60 minutes. It dropped down to even below an hour for a while. And everything's kind of calmed down. And I'm guessing by the time Test Track opens this summer, Cosmic Rewind might not even be in the top 2 longest lines in the park. I mean, I'm guessing it'll be right there with Remy, Test Track, possibly Frozen Ever After. Kind of have a hot take on that. Not everybody rides Cosmic Rewind. There's more people out there that don't ride Cosmic Rewind than you might think. I'm just thinking that. I mean, like, I don't ride Cosmic Rewind, and when you talk to people, there are quite a few people that say it's the best ride in the world, and I get it. I mean, I've been on it a couple times. I think a ton of people do think it's the best. I agree. I mean, it's super smooth. It's got great effects. It does lots of cool stuff. I mean, I understand it, and it's a very popular franchise, obviously, with Guardians. It checks off all the boxes. It's a great coaster. It's super big, it's super long. It's got everything. But I think the intensity and the spinning thing does wipe out a certain percentage of guests. So I think that does kind of keep the capacity down just a little bit. So I think this summer it's going to be maybe third in the park. Test Track always has a super long line. It does. And Remy just doesn't eat people as quickly as Cosmic Rewind. I think Cosmic Rewind, because of it being a coaster and the long trains, is going to get people in and out quicker than Remy. So I think it's going to be like the third most, like longest wait time in the park this summer when they get it. Yeah. And like Scott saying, he's here in the chat because it's a Wednesday afternoon and he's actually has an office job. He can't just work from home like I do. He said they did strategically choose a Tuesday after Princess Weekend and before Food and Wine starts after before Flower and Garden starts after Festival of the Arts. So yeah, they were trying to find that little kind of Goldilocks zone there where they could open this up and give it a shot. And of course, they got really lucky with Tiana's because it was a cold day and the wait times were like 30 minutes. I mean, we were having this discussion over on the Discord. For me to get on Tiana's, I need like 90-degree weather. We've talked about this on the podcast. I am of the age now that I'm not getting on a water ride where I have a decent chance of getting soaked unless it is super warm. I mean, like 90 degrees, and I'm going to be heading out. I just don't want to walk around a theme park with soaking wet sneakers and socks. It's just not fun. It's just not fun for me anymore. It used to be, but man, my feet are so beat up at this point because of all the running that I've done. My wife says that if I ever show anybody my bare feet, it should be a felony. Like I should be put in prison. So yeah, nobody wants to see my feet. My feet do not need to be getting wet and getting blisters on them anymore. So I do not need to be getting wet and dripping wet and all that. And you get wet on that ride. So I will ride it maybe in July or August when it's super hot, but no need now. It's going to be there for the next 10, 20, 30 years. And when the time comes, I'll ride it. So I'm not in any rush. It'll happen. And now that it's standby, you can do it anytime you like. So again, you want to give me a call, talk Disney, 407-413-9395. Now I do have a hot take I wanted to talk about. I have not seen anybody mention this anywhere on the social media, but I see something happening at Walt Disney World over the past month that I really, really like. I really like this. And it's super conservative. We have a call, but hang on, let me make my hot take and I'll take the call because I got it going here. So let me finish this. It's something that Apple has done for about a decade with kind of a philosophy as to how they go about rolling out software. And it's called what do they call it? They have there's a name for it. It's oh man, it just slipped my mind, but it's like an A and a B. It's TikTok. They call it, but not TikTok like the app, like everybody dances around the app that just got banned. But it's called the TikTok cycle. So the TikTok cycle that Apple has always used is like on the Tik, they push out new features on a software release, and on the Talk cycle, it's not fancy, it's not exciting. But what they do is they go in and they fix all the bugs. They go in and it's a boring release of software, but they go in and just stabilize the software. They just go in and make sure everything is rock solid. So the Tik is really exciting software release because everybody gets new emojis, new features in your email, your messaging, all that. Everybody's excited for the Tik. And the Talk is a real boring release because it's more of a stability thing. But it's really important because it makes everything just solid as a rock. It won't crash. It needs to be there. So you got this TikTok cycle. What I've noticed over the past month, and I like this, is that Walt Disney World's going around and they're fixing things, minor things, little things, but they're doing things that have been missing for a while. Like I've noticed they're fixing dolls and It's a Small World that haven't been like all fixed in a while. They're starting to work again. Like the dolls that haven't been dancing for like a year or two. All of a sudden they're dancing. I'm seeing people post this on social media. The thing I noticed last night that got me super excited. There was a feature on Slinky Dog Dash that if you stand as you're coming into Slinky Dog Dash from like past One Man's Dream, you're coming in that entrance by the Big Woody, and you watch the train come down that first hill, and you're standing there kind of across from where you're going to Midway Mania. You might not have ever known this happened, but at night there's an effect where there's like a light that travels along the track, and it either, depending on how you see it, it either goes in front of the dog or behind the dog, and it looks like it's chasing the dog or or leading the dog. It's like a light trail, and that has been gone for at least a year or two. But it was there when the land opened, and it was a super cool effect. Just gone. It just didn't work anymore. That thing came back a couple days ago. They've also gone in and started working on that facade in the studios that has been wrecked on Sunset in Hollywood. That's been out, I think, since like a hurricane a couple years ago. What I'm seeing is basically somebody, and I don't know why, unless all of a sudden because Epic Universe is opening this summer, there's like a capital expenditures push to say, look, this stuff isn't super exciting, but what we need to do, along with, I mean, obviously they've started working on Tropical Americas over at Animal Kingdom, because Triceratops Spin gone. We saw that this past week. They've taken the whole attraction down. It's in trucks. It's getting carted out of there. Had to happen because you got to get it cleared out. But while they're doing that, pushing dirt over to Animal Kingdom, they're going back in and just taking everything back to its prime state. And what I wish they would do, and I like this, I love this. Ideally, what I'd love for Walt Disney World to do is to go into every land, and even more specific than that, go into every attraction and really with a fine-tooth comb, like ride the attraction with a keen eye to see what is working and what isn't working, and say, how do we bring this back to day one? Is that hippopotamus working on Jungle Cruise? We got to fix that. That's important, because the first, we might not care, like, as we've been on it so many times as annual pass holders or as passionate Disney fans, we might just, laugh off a hippopotamus that's not coming out of the water. But for a first time guest, that's a big deal. And it should still be a big deal for us too. We're paying a premium for that annual pass. We want to see everything work. And it's easy. There's, not to get too deep in this, but there's a philosophy in policing called broken windows, where if you allow, like, in like an urban area, if you allow windows to be broken, like, one broken window, two broken windows, like eventually it just kind of becomes the neighborhood goes away. Like, even with the theme park, if you allow like one broken animatronic to be broken on the Jungle Cruise, it becomes easier to just say, oh, it's okay to have two. We have 75 animatronics. If two are broken, it's okay. Well, then is it okay to have three? It's kind of one of those things, it's a slippery slope. And I think that now you're always going to have something, because it's always hard to maintain 100%, uptime. It's going to happen. But you should always shoot for 100% uptime. But what I'm saying is, I'm giving kudos to Disney, because this is the first time in a long time that I've seen them go back and fix the minor things, because I philosophically think that Disney didn't think the guests cared about things like that light traveling on the track. And I love that. That's a minor detail that I love. Or that a facade on a store in Hollywood Studios is a big deal. It is a big deal. It was just plywood. I don't want to see plywood. I want to see Disney at its best. And that's what Disney's good at. So I'm excited for that. I want to see all the dolls in It's a Small World dancing like they're supposed to dance. That's what the attraction's about. I don't want to see, because the thing is, your eye's drawn to the one that's not doing the right thing, and it takes you out of the whole attraction. It's what gets you confused, and it takes you out of the whole, point of the attraction. You see the one whacked out doll that's backwards or missing. If there's a hole, it's like the tooth that's missing in the mouth. It's weird. So I think we're getting there, but I just, I think we're moving in the right direction, and I just hope this continues. And I would love to see that we get more of this. So we'll see how that goes. All right, we have a call. Let's get to it. Alfred's calling on the line here on a Wednesday afternoon. Alfred, what's going on?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
I'm doing good. What do you think about my thoughts on Disney fixing the minor stuff?
I think that's a great thing.
I've been noticing it. I hope so.
Yeah, especially the way they keep raising prices. They need to put something back in,
Yeah.
make it worthwhile.
Yep. So what else you got on your mind?
Yeah. Well, I heard a rumor, and I just thought I'd ask you since you would know maybe, that because hotel prices have gotten so expensive, that Disney is going to reduce them. And I can't confirm it.
I mean, I don't think they're ever going to reduce prices. What they'll do is discount prices. They'll run promotions.
Yeah.
They'll just, that's how they do it. They just run promotions. They'll run, like a 20% off, 30, just like they do, they'll run free dining, stuff like that's how they reduce the prices for hotels.
Right. I just feel like it had some merit to it because they really have gotten out of control. So
I think the rumor you're talking about is probably the dynamic pricing that's been going around the past week, right? Kind of like, and what that does, that opens them up to possibly, you could say that they could bring the prices down because maybe the market is saturated and that gives them the freedom to lower the prices without saying they're lowering the prices or saying it's like what the market's going to bear. But truly what I think Disney doing with that is, because what they can do is they can see, well, this date is booking really hot. So we can charge basically what it does, it almost takes like a cruise line model, because with the cruises, what we see is, as the ship fills, it's all based on inventory. So as a certain sailing fills to 80% capacity, the prices jump a little bit. Then when it gets to 90% capacity, the prices jump again. And then when it's like at 95, they're at a premium because there's 5% left. And so it's really low supply, high demand for those 5% of the cabins. That's what they would do, I think, at World. But then they always have in their back pocket promotions. If they're not selling rooms, discount them 20%. If they're not selling, discount them 35%. That's what they do.
Yeah. Now, they're doing the free dining right now, correct?
They are. Yeah. Yep.
But does that have to be on a non-discounted room?
Correct. Yep. With a certain length of stay and a certain ticket with a park hopper.
Yeah. So that's really not, I don't know, is it helping people or not?
It is. Depends. I mean, it depends how you vacation, right? I mean, like if you're going to go to character meals, and especially if you have kids, it could be a great deal because character meals are way expensive right now. I mean, character meals, like if you go to like 1900 Park Fair, that is
$bucks.
1900 Park Fair is expensive, and the dining plan, especially if we have kids under 10, it's a good deal. So, I mean, there's a convenience factor with the dining plan as well. As long as you use all of your credits and you use them wisely, you're really not going to come out behind, and you don't have to keep. I'm one of those people, I hate to like think about money during my vacation. Even if I come out like maybe $50 in the hole over a week, I would do it. Like just over a week and $50 to not have to like look at the menu prices. I'd probably go there just because that's why I like cruising. I like to just sit down and look at the menu and just order what food I want and not worry about prices. That's I love that, but that's just me.
Yeah. Do you think they're going to be offering really deep discounts on the rooms?
It's hard to say because
coming this summer,
bookings are up.
Yeah.
I mean, demand is high, so I wouldn't say demand is soft. You'd want soft for discounts. You need soft bookings, and personally, I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing higher demand this year than last year.
Wow. Okay.
People are traveling.
Yeah. And then with Disneyland, I was shocked because I actually called there and they have like no deals. for the end of the year, like October.
Well, yeah, it's
And
too
I'm
soon for
trying,
that right now. Like they don't put
yeah,
those out until like right now. The deals are only through summer. Yeah.
okay. So that's why the rate was so high then.
Yeah, and Disneyland doesn't discount as much as World just because they don't have as much
Hmm.
incentive because they don't have as many. They only have
Right.
3 on-site properties, and
Yeah.
and they will do
'Cause
discounts
I,
with the good neighbors,
yeah.
but they're not as often.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Right. Because I was looking into like Pixar Place and Disneyland Hotel, and I was just comparing prices. It's actually cheaper to go the week of Halloween than it is 2 weeks before.
Hmm.
And I was really surprised by that.
That is interesting. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of the holiday. Huh. I didn't even look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, as you get into summer, that's probably about the time you would be looking for deals. Maybe like,
Yeah.
May. I would say if they're going to throw out a deal
Hmm.
for October, May,
Yeah.
early June ish.
Yeah.
Again,
But
it
is
all.
that kind of too
But if
late at that point?
if they're selling out the rooms, there won't be a deal, right? It's all based
Right.
on if they need to put heads in the
On
beds, they'll throw out a
availability.
deal. But if they're
Hmm.
selling the rooms, they're like, why discount them? We can get full price.
Right.
It's the whole deal.
Okay.
It's how it works.
Yeah.
Yep. It's free
Yep.
market. Well, hey, I appreciate you calling in, Alfred.
Yeah.
I got another call
Sure.
coming in. All right. You have a good afternoon. Thanks for dropping
All
in.
right.
Talk to you soon, buddy.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
All right. Let's get to our next caller here. And hey, caller, who's on the line?
Hey, this is Matt from New Jersey. How you doing, Mike?
Hey, Matt. Good to talk to you, buddy. Thanks for calling in. Appreciate it. It's a Wednesday afternoon. I hope I'm not getting anybody in trouble at work. That's all I got to say.
No, not at all. It's funny. I was just going to sit down in front of my TV to just come upstairs and change the scenery to work, and I was, I have my trip upcoming this weekend, and I was like, oh, let me see what kind of Disney videos I can put on for live. So
Here we are.
I call in real quick.
If my boss is watching, I shouldn't get in trouble. Hi, Pam. There you go. If my boss is watching, she shouldn't bust me. I hope not. So your trip's this weekend, and so tell everybody about it. I think I know about it, but let everybody know what you're doing.
Yeah, so I have a week-long trip coming up from Saturday to Saturday, leaving in the morning. We're staying over at Grand Floridian. It's going to be a big trip. There's 9 of us all together. My wife, 2 kids, my mom, my wife's dad and her stepmom, and then my wife's aunt and uncle are going to be down there as well. So doing a lot of activities for everyone.
Oh my gosh. So have you been to the Grand Floridian since they've done the refurbishment of the rooms?
Yeah, we stayed in them in 2022, right after they were complete. So yeah, they were nice. They were really beautiful. We were in a 2-bedroom then, and we're going to be in another 2-bedroom this trip as well. Yeah, it's gorgeous. We love it.
Oh my gosh. I'll meet you down there because that's a pretty sweet gig. I mean, 2-bedroom at Grand. Come on now. Let's go. You're living life. You got something to look forward to this weekend.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, no, we're really excited. And I know that you guys are going to be down there as well. And I don't know if we'll be crossing paths at all, but that'd be fun if we did.
So I have my dad with me, right? He's going to be with me, and he's never been to Walt Disney World. Friday, we kind of have a free day. So I don't know if we're going to go to a spring training baseball game or go over to a park. I have no idea what we're going to do. We have he's not really a theme park guy. So I don't know. Maybe we might go to Disney Springs, get something to eat. Maybe I'll take him on the Skyliner. I don't know. Well, I haven't figured it out yet. I'm still trying to, because he's like a very plain kind of guy. Like he likes plain cheeseburgers. Like take him to somewhere to eat. You understand? Like he doesn't like fancy dining. Yeah, everybody's like, take him here. Nope, wouldn't like that. Nope, wouldn't like that. Nope, wouldn't like that. He went to London. He went because he works for the Rams, right? So they played, in London a couple times, and all these places where, did he go to a pub and have fish and chips? Nope. He went across the street and had McDonald's, a plain cheeseburger. Like in London, yes, that's what my dad had every time he went to London. So it's a challenge, right? I mean, because I would go and do all the stuff, right? But I'll be with my dad. So I want to show him stuff, but it's like, it's super challenging. But I don't know. Maybe we'll go to the Magic Kingdom and do the Carousel of Progress and People Mover and see some fireworks. I'm in a pickle. This is the hardest. Like I do this for a living, right? I've done this for almost 15 years, and like he's the hardest challenge I've had in my life as far as trying to help somebody discover the magic. It's like my dad. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, I hear you. Yeah, the people that are, they stick to what they like, and it's hard to break them out of their shells.
Dude, but I'm just like him. I get it. Yeah. So, what are you looking forward to the most on your trip? What do you guys get?
I'm into everything. So
yeah. What are you looking for? No, what are you looking forward to the most? Because you got that big crew. I mean, that's got a lot of dynamics with it.
Yeah, we have a lot going on. I think what I'm looking forward to the most is we have the sommelier dinner booked over at Citrico's.
Yes.
So that's like, new experience I've never had before. So my father-in-law is he's a big wine connoisseur. So he hasn't been to Disney in over 10 years. And we thought, this would be a fun thing for him to do. So this is, I love wine as well, but, not as much as him. But that's kind of, I think, what I'm looking forward to the most. But I can't neglect that seeing my kids meet with the characters just because of how much they loved it last year. And we had some really great experiences. So I'm hoping to have, more experiences again. My daughter's so into Aladdin and Jasmine, so I made it a priority to meet them in Adventureland. We're doing 1900 Park Fair, so Aladdin will be there. So we're excited for the whole trip, but those two things in particular.
Yeah, so we had Marlessa, one of our runners on our lizards there, posted in the clubhouse yesterday evening. She went to the 1900 Park Fair dinner and posted some pictures. It looked like a lot of fun. Everybody raves about that.
I'll have to look.
Meal. Yeah, it's right there. I think she posted it in the resorts channel, and she said that a great meal.
I must have missed that. I've been in the Discord a lot more lately.
Yeah, that thing is just hopping. Like, I mean, it's crazy, and I love it. I mean, it's like become my main social media outlet, and I love that. But yeah, so it's great. But she was there, posted pictures with all the characters, and said it was a great meal. And like you said, you're based right there. So how wonderful is that? I mean, Grand Floridian is such a great. Because I stayed there a couple of years ago with Scott before we did a cruise together, and I always thought it was going to be too stuffy for me, but it was just perfect because we did the refurbed rooms, and you have such great dining on site, but you also have with the monorail, you have all the, dining at the Contemporary, you have all the dining at the Poly, and then, Magic Kingdom is right there, and you can just catch a boat over to the Wilderness Lodge if you want to. You have so many opportunities. Yeah, Fort Wilderness as well.
And that's what we plan on. That's what we plan on doing too. Sunday night I'm doing a monorail crawl with. I have two of my friends who I've met through, in the Instagram, through Disney, and I've become close friends with them, and we're all going out for a monorail crawl Sunday. But we're doing a lot of dining. I'm going to check out Wailulu Bar and Grill. I want to check that out. Wilderness Lodge is my favorite resort, so I got to hop on over the boat to go over there. And yeah, I think it's just it's a great location. There's just so much you can do and explore, and it's great. I love it.
I do too. Yeah. We've been so lucky. I mean, our listeners are just like a family. We're just the greatest community. It's it's like Cheers. It's like popping in and everybody like Mike, or like Jason or Andrew or Matt. It's like in my head. I play this all out every time I jump in there. So it's so much fun. Well, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Now with that group, you're going to be able to kind of break up, maybe, like the grandkids take the kids and you guys get to escape there for a little bit, or you can all try to hang together the whole time, or how's that all working out? I've never been able to do that, by the way.
No, it's good. It's going to be a good mix. I actually have my trip report with you, I think the week after I get back. Nice. I set it up so long ago, so I'll be telling you everything. But
smart. Otherwise, it's like, 7 months ago I did. I hate that.
I know. Yeah, it'll be fresh. But no, we're gonna have a good mix of stuff. Like Sunday night, while I do the monorail crawl with friends, my mom's gonna stay with the kids, and then my in-laws, they're going to Narcoossee's, just the two of them for dinner. While we do the sommelier dinner, my mom and my wife's aunt is actually bringing my two kids to Chef Mickey's. So all they have to do is just hop on the monorail and go to Chef Mickey's. And I'm actually kind of jealous because I've never been to Chef Mickey's, and I want to see my kids' faces during that. So, it'll be a good mix of people kind of doing their own things and, getting some time to herself. So yeah.
Yeah, you need to get to Chef Mickey sometime. It's a thing. I mean, it's wild, it's loud, and it's obnoxious. But I mean, for every Disney fan, you got to experience it. It's like it's a rite of passage, but it's definitely it's high energy. It's crazy.
No, I know. One day I'll get there. Yeah, I'm doing Ohana for the first time. I'm really excited to do that for breakfast. So that'll be fun. Never been to Ohana before.
Oh my gosh, I love Ohana breakfast is rocking. That is a great choice. That's one of my top breakfasts on property. That's a super good call. Again, you're right there on the monorail too, man. Just you're killing it. Look, real quick. I mean, before I cut you loose, what's your favorite? Like all your attractions. What's your favorite attraction of Walt Disney World?
You know what? I'm gonna have to go with the one that's tattooed on my arm, Space Mountain. Nice. I'm a big fan of Space Mountain. So I prefer it over. I've ridden Tron and Guardians, and I'm like, I'm already planning to go back to Magic Kingdom late night on Thursday with just my mom after the kids are home. And I don't even want to bother riding Tron. I was like, I just want to go on Space Mountain. That's it. That's my favorite.
Well, Space Mountain has three things, right? I mean, it's got the Star Tunnel, which is unbelievable. Like that's
the music.
The music. Yeah, I was gonna say it's got three things. It's got the Star Tunnel, it's got the music, and it's got like a smell. Like there's a Space Mountain smell.
Yeah,
it's like musty.
Yep, exactly.
It's like it's got its own must. Like it's a special space must. Like when you go in that. Smells like the 70s or something. I don't know, but I love it. Mm-hmm. Now I tell you, once I hit 50, I like it. It's a little bit rough on me. Like by the time you get to that red part, I guess you're coming back through the atmosphere or whatever. Like I'm praying to God the ride's over. I love that ride. Don't get me wrong. I love the ride, but I just want the thing to be over by the time I get back to the red. But yeah, you're all in though, man. You got the tattoo. I love that. That's commitment.
I know. Yeah, I'll have to post it in the Discord channel. I might have in the past, but yeah, on Discord I'm Zeeb. So if anyone,
Zeebs, I love it. Okay, cool. That's awesome. Well, good to meet you.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Zeebs. So it's my nickname that a lot of friends call me. But yeah, so I won't take up too much more of your time. But yeah, I just want to say real quick, I'm definitely more appreciative of the Discord channel now, and I've been using it a lot more, mostly because I've taken all social media off of my phone. So it's nice having the Discord channel to be able to talk Disney with, my other fanatics as well. So I'm glad you have such a great community over there.
Well, I appreciate that. It's because of folks like you. And it is, I feel like I have to do the social media because of just my job that I have and promoting the show and what I do. But
for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I've definitely Discord's the way to go for me because it's my friends. It's all my friends. So
absolutely, I hear you.
All right, Zeebs. Well, hey, have an awesome trip. Make those memories with the family. Nothing better, and I can't wait to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, hopefully I run into you. If not, I'll talk to you in a couple weeks for the
absolutely. I'll hope to see you too. You safe travels down.
All right, thank you too,
man. Talk to you soon. All right, bye. All right, we have another call. This is great here. What a great Wednesday afternoon. All right, we have our next caller. Hey, who's joining us?
Hey, Mike, this is Matt from Pennsylvania. How you doing?
Hey, Matt, what's going on? Thanks for calling on. Hopefully I'm not getting you in trouble
today, apparently.
I know it's like the Matt show and, trying to keep everybody out of trouble. This is a work call. It's a Zoom call.
It's so funny because I was listening to Matt's call that you just had and I was like, is this me calling? Because it sounds just like me. It was the same exact thing. I was like, so I make phone calls. I'm in sales for work. And so sometimes when I'm just doing voicemail after voicemail, I'll put on YouTube on the side and just like watch POV of people going through Disneyland. They're just like watching that. That's like a calming thing for me as I'm making voicemails. So I went to go do that. And I was like, what? Mike's live? This is crazy. I was like, why not just take a break and call?
You heard me say it at the beginning of his call. I said, well, I know all about your trip, but you tell everybody else because I thought it was you. Because, I saw that you were chatting on the side there. And I'm like, oh, wait, I don't know about this Grand Floridian trip. I'm like, I'm an idiot. But Zeeb saved me. I know, but I mean, how many Matts are going to call on a Wednesday afternoon? Exactly. I'm like, okay, it's not that Matt. Okay, whatever. But it was Zeebs.
So it's another Matt going on a Disney trip this weekend. So that's crazy. That's so funny.
We got to know Zeebs. That was pretty cool. And we're going to hear all about his trip.
I thought I'd call because it's finally here. I know you and I have talked about this on the air a couple times already, getting ready for the Disneyland trip, and it's finally here. We are all super psyched. We leave on Friday night. We go fly out early from Baltimore on Saturday morning. And So it is finally here, and we're super pumped. And yeah, just thought it'd be fun to call and tell you that it's finally here, and we're getting ready for it.
So let's start off real quick because a little pre-trip stuff. So what, like, status, Wednesday afternoon, get ready to go this weekend, like, where are you at? Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, super excited. You guys packed? I mean, what do you, like, what, like, tell me about the excitement in the house.
We are.
What's the status?
So we're flying from Pennsylvania to California, and we have a I'm turning 40 on the trip. My daughter's turning 5 on the trip. And so I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old, and we're flying cross country for the first time with them. So the big preparation really has been my wife. Kudos to her. Hats off to her. She's been amazing. She's getting all these cool things together for the plane trip. So she's working on that. We're packing up the suitcases. We have all like the necessities ready to go at this point. Everything like all the clothes and everything like that. It's just the last minute kind of electronics that we're packing up at the the last couple of days and that kind of stuff. Everything's booked. I checked into the Disneyland hotel already online. Use that because you reminded me through your email.
Mm-hmm.
So I got that taken care of. Of course, we have our park reservations, and we already pre-purchased the lightning lanes. So like we know my birthday is March 2nd, so it's our first day in the parks, and so we already have everything kind of like mapped out for at least the morning. So that's where we're at. We're really from everything, like the preparation for everything. We are totally prepped. We're packed. We're ready to go. We're pumped. And so I guess for the thing we have planned for my birthday morning on the 2nd is that we're going to our plan is to rope drop DCA and do and go to Cars Land first.
Yes.
So that way we can do like the Luigi's ride and the Mater ride as we're waiting for for the racers to open up. Then we do the racers, and then after that we go to Avengers Campus, do the rides in Avengers Campus because I'm a huge Marvel fan. And then we actually have lunch reservations at Blue Bayou at 1:00.
Oh,
so
that is the cool.
And then we'll cross over and do our park hopper. And
I gotta stop you there. Blue Bayou is the best. I mean, it is the best. I mean, I'm just telling you because I didn't get to eat there when I was there over the race weekend last month. Oh, okay. Every time I rode Pirates, I'm like, I just want to go in there and eat. It's so cool. Oh my God, you're gonna love it. It's gonna be best birthday ever. Anyway, continue. As soon as you lost me when you said Blue Bayou on your birthday, you're gonna have the best meal. Oh my gosh, go ahead.
I knew you'd be excited about that. I mean, that's your recommendation, and I can't wait for the Monte Cristo. Like that's what I'm going for. Is the Monte Cristo.
Dude, so good. Stop. I mean, I'm starving because I need dinner. It's almost dinner time here. It's like 2 PM, but I get up at 5 AM, so my stomach's I need a Monte Cristo stat.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead though.
Yep. and then from there, we were just trying to figure out. I think we have it figured out, but I'll ask your advice on this part of it because we think we have it figured out, but I want to see what your thoughts are. So what we understand is that because it's Sunday, March 2nd is Sunday, so it's a weekend. So it looks like we're going to have projections and fireworks in Disneyland on Sunday night. And then our hope is that we're thinking that it seems like World of Color happens pretty much every night.
Mm-hmm.
So our plan is to probably see the fireworks and the projections because it only would happen on Sunday night in Disneyland and then do World of Color the next night.
Yep.
And is that accurate? Is that what you understand?
That's what I would do. Yeah. When you can see the fireworks at Disneyland, see them first. Cause you're right. World of Color tends to run more than the fireworks at Disneyland. So
cool.
Default to Disneyland when they have the fireworks. I mean, just check the schedules for sure, but typically there's more World of Color showings than there are fireworks at Disneyland. It's more rare to see the fireworks at Disneyland is what I'm trying to say. So, but I mean, consult the schedule because it is a little wonky out there. It's more of like a local thing with the fireworks. It's crazy because you would think a Sunday night's a work night, right? I don't know, but they do shoot the fireworks. And like when I was out there, I think I said this on one of the trip reports when I got back from the races. Like the Sunday night I was there because it was my last night there before I came home on Monday morning. The park was open Disneyland was open till midnight on that Sunday night. It was crazy.
It is. It's open till midnight on that Sunday on the 2nd. Yeah.
It was wild. I expected, 10 o'clock would be late, to be open because World's not even like Magic Kingdom's hardly ever open till 10 o'clock, on a Sunday night. Like they told me midnight. I was like, midnight. Cause I'd run the half marathon that morning. I was like, I told my wife, like, I'm staying till it closes, thinking it would close at 9 or 10. And she told me the skipper at Jungle Cruise told me, "Oh, it's open till midnight." I'm like, "Oh, I'm not staying till midnight. There's no way." I got up at 3. Yeah, this ain't happening. But yeah, so I mean, just plan accordingly.
Well,
But yeah, that's a good plan.
That's what we're trying to. That's actually, because we saw it up until midnight. Our thought is that probably by the time we do Blue Bayou, we'll have a big lunch. We'll be all tired. We go back to the Disneyland Hotel, take a mid-afternoon nap, because we're also the 3-hour difference for us with the time change. So we're like, maybe if we go take a nice nap after lunch, back at the hotel, we come back for the evening, and maybe we can stay like super late then and try to take advantage of that with the time change and the nap. Like maybe we can actually do that with the kids. So that's what we're hoping for right now, is that, because we also thought of the same thing. Is like, it's really cool that it opened until midnight. Maybe we can take advantage of that, especially on my birthday.
Yeah, and that's a good plan, because even when I was there, and it was a race weekend, right? So there were a lot of people there that were out of towners, because a lot of people came in from out of town for the race.
Okay,
because
yeah,
the
right.
Run Disney draw, but it really thinned out like after 8:00 at Disneyland that night. Like, I mean, because I left at about 9:30, but I noticed like after 8:00, the park started getting empty. And so I can imagine that that's going to happen for you too, because like the locals have to go to work. I mean,
Right.
I would hope most of them have to
Yeah.
go. I'd say a majority of them probably have to go to work on Monday or have somewhere to go to school. So yeah,
Well,
if
that
you
would
can
be
swing
that's
that,
actually-
that'd be prime, because I can imagine like from like 8 to midnight, you're gonna have, you have lightning lane. Well, I mean, you're probably gonna use a lot of your lightning lanes earlier in the day, but the ones you don't, because you can only use them one time for each attraction.
Right.
That's my problem. Was by the time I got to like later that night, I had burned because I was by myself, so I was like burning through. I'd done everything that day. I had done so much stuff that I was exhausted. Because I'd used everything. Like, I mean, I'd ridden almost everything. Like I'm like, I don't have anything left to use. I've been on everything already, because I could stand by stuff too. The lines weren't long. But yeah, I mean, that's a great plan, because you don't want to burn the candle too hard. That nap would be just prime. Just get a little nap there at Disneyland Hotel, ease back in, at like 6
Disney
6
naps
o'clock.
and Disney sleep are like the best.
Yeah,
Like,
that's a great call. That's a great call. Because I mean, it's why you stay on site, or close. You can, good neighbor would even work too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be so nice that I think that, that change from Disney World that we're used to Disneyland, where we can, I said, if we lose something in the room, it's not a big deal. Like, yeah, you have to walk back, but it's not like as big of a deal. Like you're in Animal Kingdom and you forgot something back in, the Polynesian, and you have to get back there for something like that. That's a trek, right? So like the idea that you have a Disneyland hotel right there within walking distance, and all we're going to do is walk the entire time. That's really cool. I'm excited for that experience too.
Yeah, no, it's 100% true. And I'll tell you what, walking back through, have you been to Disneyland before? No.
This is my first time. The reason we're going there is it's my 40th birthday, so that's why we're doing Disneyland for the first time.
Oh man, I'm so jealous, because it is awesome, like in all caps. It is so cool. So you're gonna walk through downtown Disney, and I'll tell you what, like I thought downtown Disney was like some kind of little bitty afterthought, right? Like it's just like this little barrier to get to Disneyland. Their downtown Disney is really awesome too. Like it's super cool.
Yeah.
Like you'll love walking through there. It's got all the cool stuff that, it's got a Splitsville. It's got it's got a, ice cream shop. It's, cause it's got,
there's an Avengers store there.
Yep. It's got all kinds of cool stuff there. It's got like like almost like a Via Napoli kind of pizza place. It's owned by the same people. I forget what it's called, Naples or something. But I mean, it's got the World of Disney. It's got an Earl of Sandwich. It's got a jazz kitchen. It's so cool. It's got a Lego store. So when you're going up and down there, like because you'll go through there a million times when you stay at Disneyland Hotel, you'll just it's fun, even just like in the transition between your hotel and the parks. It's not even a big deal. But I mean, you're just, oh man, I'm just telling you, your mind is going to be just so blown the first couple days, just like how quick you can get back from your hotel, but also DCA Disneyland. Like when you're like, let's park hop. Okay. We're like in the back, Cars Land to like, it's a small world at the back, or, even to go to like Toontown in the back of Disneyland. It's like 10 minutes. It's like the Disney World mind. I still, I've been there 5 times now. My Disney World mind still can't comprehend how easy it is out there. It's wild. It's unreal.
Well, that's what I said to Megan, my wife. I said, like, the cool part about it is like,
since we have Lightning Lane and because we have Park Hopper, I was like, if we want to ride Indiana Jones every day we're there, we could ride Indiana Jones every day we're there. Like,
yes.
It's so easy. Like, we just pop over there. Like, I was like, or any of those Lightning Lanes, those e-ticket Lightning Lanes, or like, this is going to be so cool that we can just like, oh, I want to go jump on the Guardians of the Galaxy now. Like, I can go do that. Like, it's like, it's such a cool idea, like a cool thought process that we can do that.
And the density of the attractions, because everything's within 10 minutes walk, is just amazing. And like Michael says, he's one of our listeners out in Utah, and he's saying, make sure to check out that Food and Wine Festival that's going on. It's going on over in DCA. It's amazing. Like, because I was out there for it in 22 or 23, and it is really good. I mean, I loved it. Like all the little snacky things, and oh my gosh, it was super good. And it's not as spread out as Epcot. Like all the booths are really close together. It's so convenient. Again, it's too easy. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think you got the Sip and Savor pass before.
I did. Right? I got the little lanyard with little tabby things. Yeah, you just buy that one time. Well, I mean, I was there for media events. They gave it to me, but you just buy the little thing and you just give them a tab and they give you a snack and yeah, boom, you're set. And you just wear it for the
I think that's the way to go.
Oh yeah,
I think that's super nice. You don't have to pull your credit card or your Disney card out every single time and do that. That up front.
Let me ask you this. Okay, so like your wife and yourself, like what besides like Blue Bayou, but like what you said you're a Avengers fan, but like what are you the most excited about outside of like staying at Disneyland Hotel? Like what? Because I haven't been there yet. So what are you most excited about for the trip before you go?
One of the things that's going to be so unique and we are really excited about is the access to the characters and how prevalent they seem to be all around the parks. Like it just seems like from the videos that I'm seeing, that it just makes it more immersive, because a lot of times in Disney World, you have to stand in line for a character. You have to go to a certain place, a certain time to get a character, right? And like, it seems like from what I'm seeing and can let me know if this is true, like that you can just walk into Fantasyland and, Bert and Mary Poppins are hanging out there. Or I walk into Avengers Campus and Iron Man is just hanging out and walking around, or Loki's walking around or whatever, like that kind of stuff. Like, that's the case, right?
It is, but it's a different protocol. Like sometimes, okay, so, but it's not like a meet and greet. So you can like snap a selfie with them sometimes, but sometimes they'll walk away from you. Like, you don't queue up for them and they'll sign an autograph for you. Like, especially for kids, like they'll sign like a kid's autograph book and like, they'll play around with little kids and like, like mess around with them, like in Fantasyland and like, like goof around with them and stuff like that. But it's weird because like once they sense something, like they'll just start walking away because they don't want to get mobbed, right? Because like, but there's like an unspoken rule of how people interact with them out at Disneyland, and it's cool. Like everybody kind of understands, like, okay, with Alice is going to walk away now, and the Mad Hatter is moving on now, so don't swarm Captain Hook or whoever's out there, but they will stop. They will let you take a selfie. The genie will be out there, let you take a selfie. But sometimes like you can just tell like, okay, the genie's moving on. So it won't be like, 12 people are going to get a selfie with them, but another character is probably going to pop out shortly. You just got to be right. But it might be kind of hard to explain to kids though, if like the one character kind of walks away, you got to kind of be prepared for that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, our kids got their autographs books, so they're ready for that. And I think that even just seeing them though, walk around like you're talking about, it's something I'm excited about because it gives you that more immersive feeling versus like at Disney World. It's like, okay, I'm going from ride to ride to ride and snacks, but like, of course you're, in the world, like you're seeing all this stuff around you, but I just feel like seeing the characters around you makes it feel like you're really a part of that, right? Even if you don't interact with them, even if you just see them from a distance, it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm watching Mary Poppins ride the carousel with Bert, that kind of stuff, I think.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it makes you feel like you're like in a commercial or like you're actually in a movie. And the biggest thing I can say is like make sure you do rope drop Disneyland at least one of the days and go directly to Fantasyland. Like rope drop Disneyland, they'll let you kind of line up, right? Because they'll let you go like to where it's like World, it's like Magic Kingdom, where if you rope drop Disneyland, they'll let you, especially if you go like an early entry day, because you're an on-site guest. The people want to go to Tomorrowland will line up by Tomorrowland. People want to go to Fantasyland will line up by the partner statue. If you want to go to Adventureland, you'll line up over at that like side of the hub, and then just go straight through the castle. Because I mean, you got to go through the castle, right? I mean, you're at Disneyland. Come on, of course. I mean, go right through, And then when you go through there, like all those attractions are so close together. Like you can go on Peter Pan or Pinocchio or Snow White or whatever, Toad, but you can still see out into the main, like kind of courtyard of Fantasyland. And when you're like standing in line,
Okay.
if you see the carousel, you'll see like the stepsisters or Alice and the Mad Hatter. They'll be like riding the carousel, and like Bert will come by with the band and he'll be dancing like as the band plays.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But it all happens like in the first 30 minutes of like the park opening. So be in Fantasyland when the park opens at Rope Drop. It's oh my gosh, it is so a Disney commercial. It's amazing.
We're definitely gonna do that the second day. The second day is definitely got a Rope Drop Fantasyland, and the third day, the other thing that we're really excited about, because that's my daughter's birthday, the 4th, is we have an appointment for her at like 9 a.m. for Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So this is the first time ever we're doing Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique for her 5th birthday, and so we're super pumped about that too.
Yep. And like Michael says, the characters mostly do roam in the morning. That's basically it, because in the afternoon it gets, in the evenings it gets really busy, so the characters are less prevalent. So morning is when you're gonna see the characters wandering around. That is true. That is absolutely true. Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, that is the best. I remember Mallory did that twice at World, when she was little, because we didn't go out to Disneyland yet. But, oh my gosh, we still have those pictures, and at the time I couldn't believe I spent that money, but now looking back, she's 17. Best money I ever spent. Those pictures.
Oh yeah. I imagine. Yeah. And we it was funny because my daughter, she has not liked getting her picture taken for the longest time, but then just like the last month, all of a sudden she's like wanted us to take her picture, and she'll like pose and do all kinds of fun things, and we're like, Quinn, are you ready to like pose and actually like take pictures at Disneyland? And she's like, yes, I'll do it. So like I was like, this can't get any better. Now we have Bibbidi Bobbidi, and she wants to pose. Like she is going to be the utmost princess that day. Like
look out. Look out. You're gonna have a cheerleader on your hand. Look out.
I know. I'm not coming to you for advice for the cheerleader world, that's for sure.
Well, oh man, I am so excited for you guys. You got some birthdays. You're going to make the best memories. You're staying at my favorite hotel. The Disneyland Hotel is just my favorite because it's got just this feel of nostalgia in there. You got the little models in the bottoms of the towers there, which I just look at every time. I take pictures. This is so dumb, but you'll know what I'm talking about. When I go into the bathrooms at the Disneyland Hotel, the wallpaper. Yeah. It's so cool. You'll see, like, I take pictures of the wallpaper and use it for the wallpaper on my iPhone because it's so cool looking.
Smart. Yeah.
It's just the Disneyland Hotel oddly reminds me of the Polynesian, because you got Trader Sam's, you got Tangaroa Terrace, and the monorail pool. Yeah, it's a hoot. I'm so happy for you guys, and the family's what a great way to celebrate 40. I mean, and the whole family just getting together. So thanks. This made me so happy. So thanks for making my afternoon. I just wish you guys have the wonderful trip that you deserve.
Yeah, thank you. It's good to hear from you on a random Wednesday afternoon, and I'm glad we got to chat before we went out there. We'll definitely give you a call afterward with a little mini trip report.
Yeah, please do, and tell Megan I said hello, and you guys have a wonderful trip.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike.
All right, talk to you soon.
Bye. See ya.
All right. Well, I think we're going to call it there because it is a Wednesday afternoon. I just wanted to kind of open up the phone lines and talk some Disney and get a little fun here on the feed here for your Thursday. So you had a little talk Disney here for your podcast feed, but wow, what a surprise. I mean, great calls. We got to talk a little bit of my hot take about maybe Disney's going back and fixing the little things. And I think that's what we need is people who really love the theme parks and want Walt Disney World to be the best it can be. And how about the excitement of a Disney trip? We all have that, right? I mean, I'm getting excited just to go down to Coronado Springs and stay there and show my dad around property, whether it's to ride the monorail or to ride the Skyliner, maybe get on a friendship boat. Maybe we'll go into a theme park. Who knows? But every trip is special. First time to Disneyland, super special. But every trip is special. And I think that's why we always want the theme parks and even the transportation systems and, even the grounds at our resorts. The transportation systems themselves want the buses to be clean and, kept up. I think that's why we're big Disney fans, because that's always been the case over the years. And when it isn't the case, that's why we kind of get a little rowdy, because we care. And I think that's why we all listen to Disney podcasts. I think that's why we're all friends. So I love that we're in this community together. And I think it's why we talked about the Discord. That's why we all get together over there, share pictures, our excitement. We have our countdowns. We all get it together. And I think that's why I love you guys. And that's why this is so fun for me. So thanks for hanging out with me here on a Wednesday afternoon. Hope you enjoyed the show here on a Thursday. And of course, the numbering is going to be all off on the podcast episodes this week. But that's okay. We snuck this one in here on the last minute. Don't forget, our show is brought to you by the Magic for Less Travel. We'd love to help you plan your next Disney adventure for no additional cost to you. Check out all the details today over at themagicforless.com. Please also use our Amazon affiliate link. It's one extra click. It supports our show each and every time you click through at beourguestpodcast.com/Amazon. And a huge thank you to our Patreon supporters. You guys make the show possible. We could not do this without you. You can support the show as well. Just $5 a month. Just come on over to patreon.com/beourguestpodcast. You can give me a follow on the social media at beourguestmike. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, and Threads. And of course, we talked about the Discord. That's where you can come. It's absolutely free to everybody. No cost, no fuss. There's over 1,250 listeners over there signed up, and we talk all the time, 24/7, 365. We talk sports, we talk Disney, we talk life. You want to talk with some great people, come on over today. It's beourguestpodcast.com/clubhouse. All right, we'll see you this Sunday night. Scott joins. We'll have the open line again. So join us 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central. Give us a call. Let's talk Disney. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. All right, jumping out of here, and we'll catch you again. We got a show for you tomorrow on Friday. It's a good one. It's a draft show, so you'll be hearing this. That's right. And don't forget, Saturday, March 8th, 10 to 4 Eastern. We're going to be live for 6 hours from Give Kids the World Village, raising money for the families that need it the most down at Give Kids the World. Please put aside some money to donate to the great folks at Give Kids the World, and you can bid on tons of auction items. We have over 100 auction items, from sports memorabilia signed by athletes to great Disney memorabilia to special events that you can bid on as well. So please do join us that day for 6 hours. Again, Saturday, March 8th, 10 to 4. We're going to be broadcasting live from Give Kids the World Village. Hope you'll join us for that. All right. So we get back together again for Scott, Ricky, and Pam, who are not here today doing their jobs. I'm Mike, kind of doing my job today, podcasting. I love it. You guys have a great Wednesday. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you real soon. All right. I will see you guys. I have a show tonight if you want to join me at 7 o'clock Eastern for a trip report. So I'll see you back then tonight, 7 o'clock Eastern, trip report time. Until then, see ya.